Hey, what's up, everybody? So I just got done a lesson, and we were getting a little bit more advanced as far as improvisation goes. Nothing too crazy, but I haven't been doing too many lessons like this, except for my one-on-ones. I haven't been posting, I should say, too many lessons like this. So I wanted to get into it. We were taking the natural minor scale in A. Now, if you don't know the natural minor scale, it doesn't matter that much. We can take the pentatonic and really just want to add this note, okay, the 6th fret on the B string. You're going to see why. That's the only additional note. All right, so let's check this out. We were doing something very simple. We started with just an A minor to a D minor, right? And just using our pentatonic. And it was pretty easy to focus on some of the notes in each one of those chords, right? We've got our root notes for the A. Now that also works for the D, right? And you can see that because this is my root note and it's right there in my D chord. So now we're starting to visualize where these chords are. Now, this note was the note that's in the pentatonic. 7th note on the G string. It's in the pentatonic, but it's not in the A minor chord. So it's in the A minor pentatonic scale, but not the chord. But it is in the D chord, and it really accentuates the D chord because it's the root note of the D chord. So we were starting to get a little bit more into this flat 6. I'm sorry, I'm just going to say the 6th fret on the B. And the reason is that adds so much color to that chord specifically, right? Because the pentatonic itself lacks just a little bit of color, which is why it has such an awesome sound. It's got such a great rock sound, right? But it doesn't really have the same color as all those notes in the natural minor scale. So this note specifically, we wanted to add in, and we can use it visually for our D minor. There it is, right? So this was the first example of that. You could just something like super simple that you could hear how I'm playing over those changes and not just riffing in the same scale over and over. Now, we went a little tiny bit further just to add this nice little element was doing the same idea. Something simple. It doesn't have to be crazy, but we're going to start outlining the next chord on the 4th beat of the measure before the change. What I mean by that is when we're switching to the 4 chord, if I have my 1 chord, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. On that 4th beat, when I'm still on the A, start outlining that D chord a little bit, accentuating that 6th fret, accentuating this 7th fret of the G string just a little bit more to pull in that outline just before the chord happens. It adds such a great sense of musicality to what you're playing. Not only just playing over the changes, but allowing that to sit in. So just take a listen. So again, nothing wild, just a couple like quick examples, but something that you guys could take into your playing. Now, if you're ever confused, if you just want to use the pentatonic, you're ever confused about the chord progression, if you have something like, A, G to F, right, you can start looking at this and saying like, all right, A minor, got it. Now, when I go down to G, that's in the scale. That's in the scale, right? This isn't, right? That's my 4th fret on the G string, right? Where my middle finger goes. So maybe outline that. Hitting that note when you switch to the G. Right now, when you go down to the F, now we're starting to get a little far away, but you can use the cage system. And what I mean by that is you kind of say like, all right, well, I got an F up here. Well, that's kind of out of the pentatonic, but I could switch it to my C major form, my C form, up, to my F and sort of bar it like that. Now we're able to see this whole chord in this position and outline those notes as well. So it's just a whole bunch packed into. Tried to keep this video a little shorter. There's a whole bunch in there. If you guys have questions, ask please, because there is a way to figure all of this stuff out. You're using your ear and deciding when is appropriate to get to that next chord, those next chord tones. But you could also use your eyeballs, which is so awesome for this instrument. We can really see where those chords are. So awesome, guys. Have a good one.